What's up?
How we
What's up,
doing?
everyone?
Everyone doing all right?
Yeah, doing pretty good.
Doing pretty
Cool,
good.
cool. KT, I see you're cheery as ever. So everything going good? Oh,
I
your
think you're
mic's
muted.
off, man.
Is he
You're
muted?
muted.
You're muted, bud.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I was
There he
muted a
is.
little bit. Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm chilling. How's everyone doing?
Not too
Doing
bad.
pretty good.
Good. Just trying to stay warm. We're gonna get some back cold here,
Wow.
and it actually already started. So yeah, we're getting some
Yeah,
reports
we're
of.
supposed to get 6 inches tonight
Oh,
of snow.
jeez, man.
Yeah.
We're getting sleet and ice, I think. So starting, I think overnight into tomorrow. So thankfully, I gotta go nowhere. I got all my shopping done as far as getting everything. I had to run out real quick earlier today, get some dog food because I was completely out and I forgot.
Mm.
So I was like, crap, let me go out there. It's funny. I went out to the store and then I needed some super glue because I'm gonna try that KT or Dimitri on the Warhammer.
Yeah.
So I had the super glue, I had the food and some other stuff. And I was like, oh, let me put the super glue in my pocket, because I didn't have a cart. So I paid for everything, which I thought was everything, and I get to the get to the parking lot and I was like, oh shoot, I forgot the super glue. So I walked back in and I scanned it and I guess you have to be 18 or it has to be some sort of because they need the clerk to come over and check it out. So
Or super glue?
I get I don't either that or maybe because I walked out with it. I don't know. Nothing went off. I mean, I could have easily walked away for it, but on my conscience, I can't do that. So I just told her, "Hey, sorry about this. I walked out accidentally." She's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. You could have just left. Nobody would have noticed." But it's like, "Nah, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. So I don't want to mess up my standing." So,
Hopefully it
um,
works though, because it's like the complete peg, right? Like not peg, the actual like weird black part
it
that connects to the neck.
yeah. I mean, it's the whole like the headpiece is completely the sculpted is just completely off that peg. It came off when I was trying to take off the actual the head sculpt, but the peg stayed in there in the on the joint, and that little the sculpt piece came off. So I'm gonna just try and glue it back on. But
Dude, I don't know how you break Joy toys. I've never broken a Joy toy at all. I think it's just
that's
you,
my
John.
son. No, I mean that's how it is. I mean, it hasn't been that bad. I mean, at least not with luckily I'm good with Mescos, so I haven't I just break the accessories. I haven't broken any figures, right, KT?
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yeah, you gotta take good care of your mescals, man. I gotta teach you.
Yep.
Giving him shit already.
Yeah. But no, we got have a good stream tonight. We got some guests with us tonight.
Yep.
If you want to welcome, please, Mr. Badass Reviews. I've known him for a while, right? And so I mean, he's one of my brothers. Real cool guy, representing from the realm. Upcoming toy line. Looking really excited for it. But let's welcome Badass Reviews.
What's up, guys? How's
What's
everything?
up?
How you
What's
doing,
up,
Carlos?
Carlos?
What's up,
Thank
man?
you. Thank you for having me here, dude.
Yep. Thanks for accepting. And then we have his
Finally.
partner in crime, good friend as
Jorge,
well.
Jorge is gonna be here. I think he's running a little bit late. I don't know if he's gonna be able to because I think his wife has a new job today. That's what he was
Oh,
telling me.
okay.
But yeah, he's kind of like a little bit busy right now. But he told me he may try to jump like a little bit later.
Well,
Okay.
I see him right here if he wants to just
Oh, he's right
real
here.
quick. Yeah.
Come on,
There he
dude.
is.
Speak of the devil, man. Man, and Jorge,
He's on the car. He's gonna
I
crash.
I I I thought I had sent in the link, but maybe there's so many chats and I maybe I forgot. That's my bad. So apologies. But thanks for at least stopping by and saying hi. So
We can hear you.
Okay.
it's a little low.
Can't hear you,
Just
man.
don't crash, dude. I need a partner alive.
Do you hear me better?
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
we
Sound
go.
better
A
now?
lot better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
All
a
right.
lot
now.
better. Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, apologies. My wife just started a new job today, and it's been a crazy day. But I'm in a long line to get some medication, so I'm like, hey, let me just jump in and join these guys for as long as I can.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
Awesome. Thank you.
Good.
No worries.
But no, good to have you guys on. Before we get kind of like giving you the showcase, what we normally do on the show, Carlos. I don't know if you've seen before, but we kind of do a little show and tell if there's anything we recently picked up. So, I mean,
Ooh,
anything? Yeah. you have that you want to kind of show off, or you recently picked up? I see all the Warhammer stuff. So I mean, is it mainly just Warhammer you're doing now?
I have a bunch of Warhammers that I mean, I can show you a bunch of stuff, but let me let me get some like of the recent stuff. Let me just jump here.
So while he's doing that, Killzone, did you get anything lately?
Since I've been gone, I got our favorite Dark Knight.
Oh,
Hey!
finally, yeah. There he is. Yeah,
I'm enjoying
You've
it.
been at it though, right?
I've been having it, yeah, but I've
Yeah.
just been messing with it. I took a pictures of it, but it's been like a fat minute because I had it completely. I had to get all my dials set up, everything ready. I didn't have a table for the longest time to do any pictures. I'm enjoying it. I just need to
You have a bed frame? This is your home, right? Home.
yeah,
room?
yeah.
Is that your original room that you moved
No.
out of?
I had
It's
to
not?
my room right now is with my grandfather because he has Alzheimer's and dementia.
Oh.
So he's in
Oh,
my room, so he can't really walk anymore. So he's at the bottom. So I have to be up here now on the second floor.
Why you gotta make it all depressing? I was gonna make a joke, man. You killed it, man. I was like, I was building up to it, and you had to lay it out. I was like, all right, never mind. Move on.
Back to
move
you
on.
guys.
serious talk. But so you like it?
Well-
Did you? How's the peg on the chest?
I've been having no issues with it. I do see though the whole issue that KT has because the peg is like really thin. Not just thin, it's at an angle that you have to put it in specifically, and then it can move around. It's like
Yeah.
not a complete circle. It's like a D shaped.
Yeah, it's like a it's a weird
Ye-
shape.
Yeah.
Do you try to use they have like an extra skull, right? That
Yes.
comes in the so put that one. That one is gonna give you less problems than the one that comes by default on the figure.
Well, actually, this one so far has not been an issue for me at all. It's actually been completely fine. It's actually opened up. Has had no issues, thankfully. But if it does, I'm gonna definitely swap it out because I do notice this one is a lot shorter and the other one looks a lot like longer.
Yeah, I use the other one. The other one is perfect.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely try that later on because I do notice when I do try to if I bend it too far down to do like some action shots, it will completely pop out. Or if I do like holding specific weapons that are two-handed, it'll pop out as well.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, I mean, recent pickups. I think well, my friend Jimmy Han got me the biker mice of Mars from Mars
Oh,
and
nice.
motorcycles.
That looks
Man,
cool.
yeah, this one is really sick. And he got me also the one for Mondo also.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. And guess what? I paid $15 for each bike. Apparently,
nice.
I don't know how somebody returned the bikes without the actual smoke stand. You know, they come like with a drift stand. It's like smoke or something like that. But you don't need that to put this. I mean, the tires are so wide that they can stand by themselves. And this one has like a little stand here. Sorry. So, I mean, you don't need that for $15. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So I'm just missing the one for the white one, the red bike, the one that looks more like futuristic.
What's the regular retail on that?
I think $45-$50.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a steal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
and I
It
got
was-
the bikers. I got the bikers for $15 also each
Nice.
at my local Walmart.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that's really crazy. Also,
Who makes those again?
Nacelle
Nacelle.
Toys.
Nacelle, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Nacelle, yeah.
Yeah, Nacelle Toys. So I pick up this guy,
Nice.
the Wolf Guard. This is my favorite actually out of the bunch.
Oh, that's nice.
I kind of like this. I mean, they're all the same because they share the same armor. They're just like different heads. But this one kind of like reminds me. Do you remember in Clash of the Titans, Hades?
Yep.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like
Oh,
remind
yeah.
me, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
The guy who plays that is the guy who also plays Voldemort.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, Ray
Ray
Fiennes.
Fiennes, yeah.
Yeah. So, but I love this Wolf Guard. I mean, I have two of them. I know there are five. So that's gonna be a mission to collect them all, and also my
Oh, nice.
my World Eaters that I just got like a few days ago, and I never noticed they also have this on the bottom. That's really cool.
Does that mess up with articulate or standing at all or no?
What?
Does that mess up like that entire sculpt at the bottom? Does it mess up the
No,
actual?
no, no, not at all. Not at all. Like it's really
Oh, nice.
flat. It's just like little dots there, but they're like amazing.
It's for grip. It goes
Yeah,
on.
exactly.
Gosh.
So much detail with this guy. I got the three of them, but this one is the one that I like the most because he has like the actual corn symbol here on the top.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So,
Yeah, those are pretty much my pickups.
Carlos, did you get into Warhammer because like you play the board games, or you paint the miniature figures, or did you just fall into with the action figure line? Like, what was your introduction into the Warhammer world?
Well, that's like really fun because the thing was like I got first the McFarlane ones, right?
Yeah.
Like one day I picked them up. I always seen the Warhammer figures and games and stuff like that by my local store. I have Tate's Comics really close to my house. So they have one store next to them. It's called the Satellite, where they play like board games and stuff like that. So they play Warhammer. So I always watch like the miniatures and stuff like that all the time. And I was like, damn, that's really cool. I mean, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I never got like interest in the actual Warhammer. I don't know why. Don't ask me because it's super old. And one day I picked up the McFarlane one, and I was like, damn, this is really cool and it looks really fun. So I started messing around with the McFarlane. Actually, I did like a custom paint on that one. I did some wash and dry brush and stuff like that. And I was like, damn, this looks so good. And out of the blue, one of my friends, local collectors, his name is Jason, he came to me and he's like, man, check this out. And he sent me an image from Joy Toy of the Grey Knights, right? And I was like,
you were in.
I was like,
you were in.
What is that? And he's like, no, this is a brand called Joy Toy. I know Joy Toy. And he's like, yeah, they're making Warhammer figures, but they're 118. And I was like, damn, I do not collect 118. So I was like, you know what? They look really cool. They look amazing. The photography and everything was insane. So I was like, you know what? Let me get just one. I'm going to get an Ultramarine Intercessor. That's it. I'm going to start with this one and see what's going on. And that's what's going on right now.
That's when Carlos tried heroin.
Oh, that was the first hit right there. I mean, it happens with everyone. It happens with everyone.
Told you to stay away from those back alleys, Carlos.
I know, man. I know that's bad.
But yeah, anyways, so let's keep going. Who's next? Rob, you want to go?
Well, Jorge, did you want to?
Well, I know you're in the car, but you got
anything. I'm in my car.
Jorge got some medicine.
Yeah. I got my Starbucks. No, the latest, I would say the latest pickup that I got, it's actually been sitting in my office for a bit, but I finally got around to opening it, was my Doc Knock, the 2.0 one.
Yeah.
From Mezco. That shit is bonkers, man. But it's like, it's one of those things that Carlos was we were talking about. It's like, Mezco stuff is awesome, but at the same time, it's kind of intimidating because when you open that box, there is so much shit in there that you're like, you're scared you're going to drop and lose a little piece, or you're going to break something. And then it's like, do I switch shit out every month? Because there's so many different accessories and parts. But I went with the Doc Knock. I did the chemical gun kind of thing, and then I finally managed to get the harness attached to the belt, because One side went in really easy. The other one, I literally got arthritis on my fingers from trying to put that shit in. So
Is
I
it like
used
behind the pouch, right? Like the one behind the pouch on the
in
backside?
the front. In the
Oh,
front,
the
it's
front.
just like it
Yeah,
was
he was sending me pictures all the time, like how you did this.
it was
Like
so fucking tight. Like I literally got a thumbtack, and I put it through. I threaded it through. I tried a sewing needle, and finally, what did the trick was like having the thumbtack on one end and using pliers to to. Oh no! What I had to do was actually bend the buckle piece. I had to warp it a little bit to kind of give it a little more of an
Man,
opening, so I could finally like force that fucker in there. But
you guys got some
finally
big
got it in
hands.
there. Yeah, it looks, dude, it looks so fucking sick. It's
actually, I have Jorge's recent pickups. To be honest with you, this is
Oh
Jorge.
man.
oh yeah,
This is Jorge's, and this is Jorge's.
oh yeah, he has my recent pickups.
Oh, I need to get some of those.
Oh, those are the NECA ones?
Next.
Yeah,
Yeah,
these are the
Yeah.
I do love those
these
things.
are the Ben Cooper's
those
Yeah,
are
those
super
are
NECA
the
good.
ones.
Halloween kits.
Dude, this
Oh
looks so
man.
good.
Those are so awesome, man.
Yeah.
I can never find them in my stores.
I can't
And
either. No, never could find them.
get the freaking Batman one. That's like a must-have.
Yeah. God, can you imagine that with the Mesco Batman? Jeez.
I know, right? I know that would be great. And this one is the what? This one
The
is the
creature from the Black Lagoon, right?
Where's that?
no,
No,
no. I
No, I mean
think
Phantom of the Opera.
The Frankenstein.
Phantom of the Opera. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mm.
that's awesome.
yeah. They look really cool, actually.
Yeah. What about you, Rob? What you got?
All right. Well, speaking of too many fucking accessories,
Oh
I got this
God.
Fantastic Four
Ooh.
set.
Oh,
No, but
that's the hold my
It's
beer.
so
edition.
awesome.
Too many accessories.
Yeah. Too many accessories. But I mean, this set is as good as the turtle sets.
Yeah. I like the
It's
tin though.
really,
The
really
tin,
amazing.
I didn't know it came
Yeah,
with
the
the
tin-
tin.
Yeah, the tin's really nice. All the figures are fantastic, I think. You know, I mean, Sue, she's on the older body, so like that's maybe an issue, but I've been photographing the hell out of the Thing and Mr. Fantastic. I just think they're incredible figures.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, those are great.
Have you
still,
guys
man-
seen? Do you guys know about a guy? There's an account called the Glowing Ghost. He does all this mock-up figures and packaging and shit, and he did a mock-up of
Oh,
what
yes.
Oh
Fantastic
yes,
Four
of the
movie
new
figures
movie.
would look like.
Yeah.
Dude, Hasbro will never do something that awesome.
No.
Yeah,
It's more
yeah.
like a Mezco type of
It
thing.
looks so cool.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he did the packaging and everything. I mean, and it's all over the internet. Like everybody in Marvel Legends, like groups and Facebook, they're like talking about that. They're like, well, now Hasbro have a mission. They need to do better,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I did see that kind of come across
So
my feed.
I don't often talk well about McFarlane, but I got this Batman Beyond Batmobile.
Oh, is that what
that's
that
great.
is? I know you sent the picture
Oh,
last
yeah.
night, but I was like, I didn't know
Yeah,
what that
it's
was.
super cool.
Does it lights up?
It does light up. I don't have the batteries in it yet.
Ah, okay.
Hey, McFarlane does really cool vehicles, to be honest.
You
with
do.
They really do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like the vehicles way more than I do the figures. But
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
neither
Totally.
here
No, the vehicles are really, really insane.
I agree.
And
Yeah.
then lastly, I got this third-party Gandalf.
That's been making the rounds. That's
Oh,
been.
nice.
Dude,
It looks
it's
so
so
good.
good.
Oh,
This
that's the
face
one.
sculpt.
That's the 112.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I was wondering how it looks in like real life.
Yeah.
What's
It's
the
insane.
third party name?
It's so good. Hellcat Studios,
No,
and
but
then it's called Grey Wizard. Grey Wizard
okay,
is the name
Grey
of
Wizard.
the.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
always got to come up with these pseudo.
Oh, sure.
I'm not Gandalf. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't want to get
Wow,
that
it
so
looks,
good.
it looks amazing.
Yeah, it's so good. I mean, he photographs like crazy.
Yeah.
This rooted hair, I had no idea how well it was going to work, but it's just so good.
I mean, is there any concern with it kind of fraying or kind of fall? I mean,
Not so far. I
messing,
haven't had
messing up.
any issues. I don't know if I need to buy a tiny comb or something for him, but
A 112 comb.
yeah. But all the photographs I've taken of him come out great. I think
How's
he
the
looks
fabric
awesome.
on it, by the way? Is it like, does it feel cheaply
It's
made, or is it pretty like good
No,
quality?
man. This is mezcal quality. It's several layers deep too. Like he's got this outer thing, and then I don't know. I haven't had any issues with it so far.
Is that like a
Good.
one-off, or are they doing other LOTR characters?
So I saw one for sale, but it didn't say Hellcat Studios. But often third-party studios change their name.
Yeah.
There's one you can find. It's called Mini Kit Ranger of the North, which is Aragorn.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's a different company. Completely.
yeah, is it completely different company? I don't
Yes.
know. Oh,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like a different company, but I do know. I don't know how they're gonna scale. But I know SHF is making some, so maybe it could be scaled well with that.
Figure arts is usually on the
Well,
small
like
side.
the thing about
What's the name?
there.
Of the company?
No, the name of the actual character.
Company. Well, what was the company's name,
Of the
Rob?
what?
The one with Aragorn.
Of this figure?
No,
No, the
Aragorn.
Oh,
Aragorn.
Aragorn. It's called
Aragorn.
Mini Kit.
Mini kit.
And then Ranger of the North was the thing. But the solicitation looked just like the solicitation for this. Like
Doll
the
hair?
pictures they took.
Doll hair? Is that what you mean?
No,
Doll hair?
it didn't
Doll hair?
have rooted hair, but like
Oh.
just
No, it's all plastic.
Like the way they laid out the photos, you can see them. They're on Toys Metaverse.
So do you comb your figure, like, to make sure the hair is?
I have not.
You have not.
I have not.
Yeah, ask John how to keep your doll hair figure.
Hey, that's just the
I know,
movie,
right?
man. That's
by the
all.
way. Oh, not Rob. John.
What's that?
Also, I sent you the link, by the way. If you
Oh,
want to
okay.
pull it up.
Cool. Let me go in there and look. Yeah, I was trying to
I
find
would
it.
love to
Like I said, the
see.
solicitation looks just like the one for this one.
I would love to see what Gandalf looks like with his beard braided like a Viking.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Once you braid
I
it,
don't
you
think
can
I
get
have small
back.
enough hands.
That one. Yeah, it looks. I was looking at it.
Mini work.
They never make one of like Sauron or like the bad guys. It's always like the.
Oh,
always the good ones.
Oh, yeah.
supposedly,
Yeah.
in art, their 112 scale line. I forget what it's called. It looks like they have the Lord of the Rings license also.
Yeah,
Yes.
in art, but in art is gonna be expensive, man.
Oh yeah.
They're usually like around.
Yeah.
I think. Well, base price are around 400 for just the base scales.
Yeah,
How
112
much?
from in art is probably going to be like $200.
Yeah, I think it's more fig. I was talking to them
That's
for
crazy.
a bit about their Batman line.
Man, I saw the 1/6 Black Myth Wukong.
Mhm.
Oh, I saw
Wow,
that one.
Well,
that
they're
looks
also doing
incredible.
1/12 of that too, though.
What happened?
They're also doing 1/12 of that as well. They're doing
Mm-hmm.
a few of his outfits as well as his like little companion, which is the boar, and then a few of the bosses that are like inspired by the game.
The
Or from
Batman, those Batman like metal that they're making.
Yes.
Jeez.
They're doing either it's Arkham Knight or Arkham Asylum Batman.
It's Arkham
Yeah.
Knight.
Arkham Knight.
Okay.
Arkham
Yeah,
Knight.
Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good.
But there's a third party one on
Catwoman
5K
looks
Toys right now.
insane.
Have you seen the 5K Toys third party one?
I saw that one.
Actually,
I was
it's not
talking
third
to
party, it's official. But
Yes.
it's like a third party company that
Mm.
got the license. And it
Well,
looks crazy.
Pretty similar what Gong Studio did with the Kingdom Come Superman and Shazam,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's one that you have, Rob, right?
To
Yeah, those
me-
are great figures.
To me, those are like my favorite Superman is the Kingdom Come Superman, period.
Mm-hmm.
And that Superman, the Gong Studio ones, and the Shazam, oh my God. They were in my
Yeah.
top 10 of 2024.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, nice. KT's
I
like,
will
It's not Mesco though.
I would love to have better articulation. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
and a little bit better on the torso part, but the rest, I mean, they're insane. All the detail. I got the two deluxe ones, man.
The Superman though, was that the
I do
one that
wish.
that didn't have the wire right? Is that it didn't have the wire
Yeah,
The
cable?
it doesn't have a
Superman
wire
doesn't have
cape, and that
wire.
drives me crazy.
Yeah.
The Superman doesn't have wire. I have a friend. He put the wire on the Superman,
Oh, nice.
and he looks fantastic. The only thing is like you run into like with wires is so weird because I remember I had the D DS DM M BMS Superman. Remember that one, the Kingdom Come one. So that one didn't have also the wire cape, and my friend put on his, and he put like a really thin layer of like wire on it, but still you have like the little bunching here on the vest, like the Mesco one, and that drives me nuts, man. So I'm like, leave it like that. I prefer the drip style. I know for photography, kind of like suck because the Shazam one has the wire and it's incredible. It looks incredible. But
yeah, I just think that one looks so good.
Yeah, I think what they need to do, like they need to figure it out, put it the same way that McFarlane did pretty much. Like, so insert the wire on the plastic
Into the sculpt, yeah.
into the sculpt and then make it out. But I don't know. I mean, I prefer the Superman like that without the wire instead of having the bunchiness here on the collar. Yeah.
I will say with the Mesco, that's the one thing that I kind of that's my one criticism about it is just the bunching on the cape. Other than that, I mean, it's like it's my favorite.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is really cool. But
I feel like it's gonna come out one of these days.
Yeah, that drives me crazy, man. Weird thing, McFarlane did an amazing job with the Christopher Reeve one.
It's funny. The what about you, KT? Would you cap?
So recently, I mean, you guys know I always bag it and throw it aside, so I don't have it.
It's crazy.
Last thing I got was Golden Age Joker. I just rediscovered that I bought this.
Oh wow!
I had it under my chair here. Golden
you rediscovered
Golden Dragon. I haven't opened it yet, but I'll open it on live since
Nice.
Gotta get through anyways.
That's really nice.
Dude, what's in there that makes it such a thick box?
Yeah,
I don't remember the accessories
being
that much.
It's stacked because like you have
tons of accessories.
You have the figure,
yeah.
Then the second layer you have more weapons.
Oh my
gosh! And then underneath that's the stand, and that's all that shit. Yeah. So I mean, I got this just to be a completionist. I have the skull ninjas. I never grabbed the Gomez, this one, and I still need to grab the Crimson Gomez because I have the special head, the whatever it's called, the ninja red head.
Yeah,
that goes with that.
You have all of the ninjas?
No, I have now. I'm missing the Crimson Dragon Gomez, and then I'll be good once I get him. My boy's holding on to him for me, and then I need to get the Golden Hazard Commander Gomez. I have the other version, the blue version. I want the one with the the animated face and stuff like that. Once I have those two, I'll have all the Gomez's I want, except for like Agent Gomez. I don't care for because it's it's old and it's generic. Street Gomez is too similar to the pink skulls I have. I have version 1 and version 2.
Yeah.
And then Union Gomez does nothing for me. So yeah, that's aside from those three, I'll have all the Gomez's. So yeah, that's on my list. And then I'm still deciding if I want to get Pyramid Head and Crow from Mezco. I do need Ghostbusters, but I'm waiting for prices to settle down. Other than that, I think that's it. I did rediscover that I bought this. And I never did anything with it.
Oh, it's Street Sharks.
I had this as a kid. Yeah, I'm not really like tempted to collect the whole line just because it's like articulation wise, there's not much you could do with it. You know what I mean? It's essentially the same figure that I had as a kid. So
yeah,
I'm not too motivated, but it's cool to have, I guess. But yeah, we'll see.
Cool.
You know that at one point I had the two Asia Gold ninjas from Mexico, right? Like the two first ones, the white one and the black one.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah.
And but I sold them like back in the days. I mean, they were expensive, man. I
Those were
think
the Asia exclusives. That's why. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
the Asia Gold exclusive. I think the black one, the white one. I don't remember which one was like. I believe somebody paid me like $3,000 for that one.
Jesus, wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I was gonna say 800, but yeah, 3,000.
Yeah, the
Oh,
one was $3,000, and I think the other one was like 1,500 or something like that.
that's
Jeez, man.
crazy.
Yeah, that was insane. Yeah, I think those are the two most valuable Mezco figures I ever had. I believe, aside from the Puerto Rico exclusive Dark Knight Returns,
Oh yeah. Mhm.
that one. But yeah, I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy. Crazy times. No more. I just have a few Mezcos. I sold pretty much my whole collection because I wanted to upgrade my truck. So I was like, okay, I have the money
Wow.
here.
Oh wow, man, that's awesome.
That's what I did.
So now you just
Jeez.
collect Joy Toy and that's your bag or anything else? Any other toy lines?
What did you say?
Car.
Sorry.
So any other toy lines you collect now besides Joy
Well,
Toy and
uh,
anything else?
man, I have everything. I have um, Marvel Legends. I have Mythic Legions, Mezco, McFarlane,
So
Masterverse, New
you
Eternia.
still collect like those lines? You just
Yeah,
okay.
I have everything, a little bit of everything. I'm like cherry picking. Jorge, can you lower the volume on the because we have like a feedback.
A volume? I
I
don't know.
think it's the volume.
I'm on my phone speaker. Hold on. If I mute
Oh,
myself,
if
let
you
me know.
take the speaker out because we're having like a bad feedback.
Let me see if I can take it off. I'm not sure.
If he
So
mutes his mic, we should be fine.
Yeah,
yeah,
that thing's muted.
mute the mic. Yeah. So pretty much, I'm cherry picking. Like I'm not collecting like just one line all in. Like before I was all in Masters of the Universe classics.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And before that was I don't know if you remember this line, Marvel Universe, the 3 3/4 inch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Well, I was all in on that one. When I moved to United States in 2012, I finished my whole Marvel Universe collection
Oh, nice.
here in United
Wow.
States. It
Oh,
was,
Nice.
I believe, it was like around, I don't know how many figures. It was insane. It was like 400, 500 figures.
yeah.
And I had all the Galactus. It was like 3 Galactus, all the exclusive. At
Yeah.
one point, it was like 3 Grails on that toy line. That was 3 figures that just people who work for Hasbro had. It was, I believe, Luke Cage and 2 Black Widows,
Mm.
and I was able to get 2 of them. I was missing just one of them,
Nice.
and everything was in box because I love the art. I don't know if you remember, the art was really like comic book style.
Yeah,
Mhm.
retro.
It was insane. It was amazing. But then I was like, man, I don't have space for this. Where I'm gonna put it? So I kind of like sold all that collection, and then I started recollecting Masters of the Universe classics,
Mm.
and
Nice.
I got all of them. I'm like a huge Masters of the Universe fan. That's my jam. So, but then I get, I don't know. It's kind of like, to me, collecting stuff is kind of like the hype of collecting and completing collections and stuff like that. So as soon as I finished my collection, I had the collection there, sitting there, everything in box, and I was like, man, what I'm gonna do with this? So I like to now open my figures, take pictures and stuff like that, and I'm not gonna open this. So I don't know if you know Eternian Dreams.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well, I talked to him, and he drove to my house in Florida to pick up my whole collection.
Wow.
Wow.
And I saw the whole collection. I think the whole collection of Masters of the Universe Classic was like around $7,000.
Jeez, but they were at boxed up. They were mint though, right? They were boxed up.
Everything was mint in box, and it was when the hype was
Yeah.
yeah. So pretty much I sold everything and I started recollecting everything again. Like Mythic Legions, I was wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, I think. I have everything. I sold them, recollect again, and that's me. That's me. Like I just have fun collecting, man.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man.
It's a vicious cycle. I think we all go
Spending
through that.
the
We go
money,
through-
that's the fun part.
yeah, we go
Spending
we go
money, but making money at the same time. That's what I
Yeah.
tell my wife. I was like, listen, when she sees like these insane Kickstarters that I spend like maybe like $1,000 or something like that, she's like, oh my God, that's a lot. And I'm like, yeah, but in a few years, this is gonna be double, triple the money.
Oh, you guys
So
feeling like that? Oh man.
she
Yeah, I always tell
understands.
my wife that too.
She understands that in that manner. So if I tell her like, listen, this is gonna cost a lot of money down the road, she's gonna be like totally fine. So
I always find it super interesting the culture because I do notice this in the toy community. There's like different lifestyles. There's the guy who's married or slash and or has a family that's got into toy collecting, and then there's the guys who are just nerds who were single nerds who got into toy collecting that way. So it's always funny. I always hear that complaint from married toy collectors saying like, "Oh, I gotta, my wife's gonna see this." Da, da, da. I'm just like, "Oh, okay." I don't gotta deal with that. Any girl I date, I bring it to the table. I'm like, I'm into this nerdy ass hobby, but I approach it from an artistic point of view, not just like me, playing Dungeons and Dragons, like blowing my nose in a handkerchief. So I always find it man interesting,
no, I mean, everybody have a different like reality. I said, like, for example, my wife is so supportive that she made this toy room for me.
That's nice. Yeah, that is awesome.
She's always like the one who book all my hotels, my flights to every single convention.
That is cool.
She support me 100%. She goes sometimes to conventions. She doesn't go to conventions. She goes with my daughter to some places to shop and stuff like that. Meanwhile, I'm like on the convention and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm really lucky. I don't have that crazy wife that doesn't understand the hobby or anything like that. Actually, she's one of the most supportive from the realm. She believes in what we're doing, and she's always like that. She's always like that. But of course, as you know, like as a partner, she always watch like, hey, listen, I think like there's we need to be careful with this or that. It's not that we're like tight with money because I'm super responsible with that. I mean, I have a budget monthly and I will never pass that budget. Never.
That's good.
Actually, I what I do is like sometimes I do like private classes and stuff like that in martial arts. So that money goes to my action figures. Or if I need something, I always rotate my toy room. That's what I do. So right now I have all these collection in my toy room, right? And maybe next year you're gonna see a totally different setup. So I sell my collection to get more stuff here in my toy room, but I never compromise anything from the house. That's a rule for me. 100%.
I mean, yeah, it gets tough. I mean, I know when my wife saw the Cat Slayer, she was just like, "Oh man, what's going on with this?" But then I tell her, like, "Look, I mean, this thing, it's going to be an investment. I mean, that's what I look at it. It's an investment.
That's how you talk. That's how you talk to the wife.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, look, I mean, it's already going for a stack, so it's like, I mean, right now, and then in a couple years, heck, I mean, I get sick, I die. You can sell all the, I mean, broken down where, hey, $5,000, $2,000, whatever it is, right? I mean, you're gonna be able to sell all this stuff off when I'm gone. It's like, it's not, I mean, you'll be.
Don't give her ideas.
Well, that too, yeah. That's like, oh, it's just, I mean, because I had told her that, like, it's already going for $1,000. I mean, it's all right. I paid for it, a year ago, when on Super 7, it's just like, well, go ahead and sell it now. It's like, well, hold on. I want to play with it for a little bit. I want to use it, but I mean, yeah, eventually that will be, that could be the end goal. Once you get older, you can just we can turn this around and making some cash on it. But yeah,
Yeah.
it does get a little, you got to make those choices right. You got to be kind of smart. I know this, a lot of times when reality hits, you kind of have to be smart with everything. That's why I didn't really get the biker go mess. I just thought like I really wanted to, but then like, man, I mean, the Rangers are gonna hit, the Power Rangers, they're gonna hit in a couple of weeks. Necronomicus is from
Oh yeah.
Pure Big Bad Toy
Yeah.
Store. That's gonna hit. So all this is gonna start hitting really soon, and it's stuff I had already budgeted
The
for.
dragon is coming.
The Dragon, yeah. I mean, all this stuff is just coming so quickly. Then it's just like, yeah, I can't just splurge because that Biker Gomez that came out of nowhere and it just like dropped right there. But I mean,
Yeah, I
unless
mean, I was able to pick up some of them for my friends at MegaCon, but yeah, it was 200 and something dollars. So it
Hey
that
was.
guys,
was
I'm gonna have to head out soon.
okay.
If you guys
Yeah, man.
wanted, for me to just chime in about the Kickstarter, I can do that before I leave.
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
sure.
Um,
Please.
I know you guys have your thing. Like Carlos can stay on later, but first of all, just want to give you thanks for the support.
Mhm.
Really excited about what's happening. There's a lot of awesome shit happening behind the scenes. Some stuff we're not ready to reveal yet because we obviously want to have surprises. But
Hmm.
yeah, if you go to our IG, you're gonna see a lot of eye candy there. But there is beyond a lot more than that
Oh, this is
that
nice.
we have planned. As of today, we're working on uh, um, one of the bigger um, offerings for the campaign, and hopefully the plan is to have that finalized and ready to show the general public at Toylanta next month.
Hmm.
And
Okay,
Awesome.
we're
nice.
also planning, yeah, we're also planning to do a mega raffle um, between Carlos and I. We're gonna have some really awesome stuff. If you go to our Facebook group now, if you haven't join because um, we're gonna be doing giveaways. We're gonna be giving incentives to people that join the Facebook page, as far as like VIP access, things like that, for the
Hmm.
KS. But we're gonna do a mega raffle. It's gonna be $5 per entry, and we're gonna have some really awesome stuff. We're gonna have brand new Mafexes. We're gonna have um, Mythic Legions. We're gonna have even one of the From the Realm prototypes up for grabs.
Nice.
So
Oh,
we're
nice.
planning
Oh,
on
awesome.
doing a big
Hmm.
reveal this Thursday with Mega J, and we're also gonna have Brett
Oh,
from
cool.
Toylanta with us. So we're gonna be revealing a lot of the stuff that's gonna be up for grabs. We're trying to raise seed money for the campaign so we can kind of go in with like an extra cushion
Hmm.
before everybody starts actually backing, that we already have a couple grand invested into the campaign and pre-production. Um,
Hmm.
but we're really confident that this thing is gonna like do really well. I think one of the most important things is that we didn't want to saturate the campaign with too
Hmm.
many offerings. So
Hmm.
we're gonna
Yeah.
focus more on quality versus quantity. So you're gonna have some really cool figures, and you're gonna have accessories and pieces to eventually create a shitload of more characters, but they're not going to be
Hmm.
individual SKUs. We're going to be able to provide that in the sense of like offering head packs and accessory packs and that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
So
Nice.
Awesome.
um, I would say, just guesstimating, if you were to go all in on what we have planned, um, it would be like a general investment between $500 to $600, and that would give you everything that we have planned. That includes the sarcophagus, that includes all the figure offerings, that includes the deluxe creature, uh, the accessory packs, the wings, all that stuff. So that's what, if you're one of those people that does the all-ins, you always get like that bundle discount and stuff. We're thinking we're going to be around that range between 5 to 600. But we have something really big that we may pull off, and if we do, that's just going to blow things to another level. So um Not ready to talk about that yet, but stay tuned. There's a lot of exciting stuff coming, man, and I'm like really, really stoked about this campaign.
Nice.
Awesome.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah. I mean, the stuff that you have on the page right now, it's so amazing. And I mean, I was talking with Dimitri. I was like, when you start dropping everything, I was like, Dimitri, this is right up your alley, man. This is like, I mean, this is everything that you want Mythic Legions to be mostly of. But it's like that's what's so great about the community now is it's just okay. So if there's a certain line that doesn't is missing something that you really enjoy, there's always going to be other people out there, other creators that will fit that market, that will jump in like yourself, Jorge and Carlos. I mean, putting this Kickstarter together for again these kind of vampire creations. I mean, and this I wanted to ask. So, was this taken really from the Salem's Lot, like the Kurt Barlow or the Nos? I know mostly Nosferatu, but also I got like a lot of Kurt Barlow. Kind of.
Absolutely, absolutely. My direction, and by the way, he hasn't been able to be visibly here on social with us, but
Hmm.
none of this could have really happened without Eric Sosa, man. Eric Sosa
Oh yeah,
is the mastermind behind these amazing facial sculpts,
amazing.
and also we would call like the uncoined fourth horseman, Sebadam from Planetary Dog Toys. He has really kicked ass, man, and he's done the engineering, and he configured the prototypes that we printed out for Legions Con last year. He's been so freaking supportive, man, and we really appreciate his efforts. And he's cooking some really sweet stuff as we speak right now. But yes, John, to answer your question, I my favorite of my recollection of childhood,
Mhm.
my favorite all-time vampire movie, the one that creeped me the fuck out when I was a kid, was Salem's Lot 1979.
Yeah,
And
man.
and you want to know what's the part that creeped me out the most? It's the part when the father goes to check on his kid in the graveyard in plain daylight, and he
Hmm.
opens the coffin, and his kid, all of a sudden his eyes burst open and
Yep.
he bites his dad. That creeped me the fuck out because that kind of bended the rules where horror doesn't necessarily have to happen in the dark.
Yep.
Right.
So it was like, holy shit, there's a vampire in plain daylight. So
Hmm.
there's still that threat that they don't have to lurk in the shadows. So I think that's why that left such a lasting impression on me as a child. And still to this day, I revisit the movie every once in a while. And
Yeah.
it's like the creep factor of that movie, which was done in 1979, dude. And then you
Yeah.
look at the remake that came out in Max last year, and it was such garbage, dude. Like
Yeah.
okay, I liked the movie, it was entertaining, but they fucked up Barlow,
Yep.
and then why would you put CGI in a movie that didn't have CGI to begin with? You know what I mean? So
Makes it
I think the
easier.
creepiest, yeah, I think yeah, but the thing is that what made Salem's Lot creepy was those glow in the dark eyes, bro. Like
Oh
they would
yeah.
just be in the darkness, and all you would see is those piercing fucking eyes glowing from the other side of the room. So yeah, to answer your story, I know I could go on a rant because I love that movie, but
Yep.
um, Kurt Barlow,
I
man,
like it too.
they've never made a proper articulated figure for whatever fucking reason. I'm surprised that to this day NECA hasn't tackled that IP.
Yeah, I'm surprised
So
too. Yeah.
so yeah, I told Eric, dude, one of the first things that I want to do is a Kurt Barlow, and he
Nice.
gave his Eric Sosa touch to it, um, and it looks sick, man. And
Mhm.
as a matter of fact, our buddy anything posable Noah Pratt currently has a prototype in his hands that I've actually told him to paint it up as the Salem's Lot Kurt Barlow. So
Oh,
we're
Nice.
talking
it's gonna
about
be
the
kind of like a
blue.
That one,
bluish.
that one that you
Yes.
have there, you see that one at your that one.
That one. Okay.
Yeah. So what I did this time around is I sent him the static kind of like police line photo prototype where
Hmm.
it's like just museum pose, because that way he can get around painting around the body and stuff and not feel like
Yeah.
he's gonna break it. Because we sent him the first one, which was the vampire with the long hair, and Noah was like, "Dude, I was so worried about breaking it and like this and that." So I sent him the Barlow sculpt unassembled, and I told him just when you get it done, just glue it together and then photograph it, so that way he
Mm.
can outfit it with soft goods and the whole nine, and we can have a really solid paint master to show people at Toylanta.
Mm.
Nice, nice.
Awesome.
Are you going to Toylanta, Rob? Isn't that your old stopping
No.
ground? Oh, okay. Dang, I thought you were going to go.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't think I'm going to be able to go. I want
So
Yeah.
to.
yeah, guys, if you can make it there, awesome. If you can't, obviously, I'm sure a bunch of social media outlets will have coverage.
Yeah.
We'll probably do a live stream from there and all that. But yeah, man, it's really exciting, and it's like before you know it, it's Toylana. So
Yeah.
we're really like burning the midnight oil now and trying to get everything done and ready so we can have some kick-ass stuff to blow people away at the show next month.
So, Emerald, pull up an actual test shot of the final product. Can I see of the
Like
figure?
one of these, or
Yeah, like that. Do you
Yeah,
do you have
that's
more, do you have more pictures like that that we can show the viewers?
So
those are Noah's pictures.
yeah,
I
those are
believe.
pictures that Noah took
Okay,
in his home with his diodes before
Mhm.
he sent the proto back to me.
Gotcha.
Um,
Okay.
Unfortunately, the figure's naked,
Mhm.
so we can't outfit this one properly
Yeah.
because he's in a static pose, and it's like if we try to get like the sleeves through it and stuff, we could crack the nail. So
Yeah, I
this
got
guy's
you.
yeah,
gonna remain like that. The best I could do with him for now is maybe do like a cape
Cape, yeah.
around his neck
Mhm.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the one that Noah has now is unassembled, so he'll be able to outfit it and you know uh, get a better sense of. We could definitely do more toy photography and stuff for that one.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, we were trying to showcase people the articulation on those static figures. That
Mhm.
Yeah.
was the main
Oh, and
thing
that's another thing that
about printing that.
if
Mhm.
all goes well, we should have a working articulated prototype at the show so that
Okay.
you can
Nice.
At
actually
Toylanta?
handle the figure
Nice.
and pose it and see how it moves and all that good stuff.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
Mhm.
And
So
you
I do want to ask. So since there was a recent Kickstarter, DNA curse. Demetri, what's
first
what's
The
the name
curse,
Oh,
of the
Curse,
the
company?
curse dead,
Curse Dead.
The
Curse
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 Dead.
dead.
Day. That's the name of the brand, Curse Day.
curse dead.
So
Yeah.
so was it a coincidence that you guys also wanted to come up with your own horror kind of independent action figure line?
Yeah, total
And
coincidence. I had no idea about the cursed dead until like last Legion's Con, and it's cool. They're doing their thing. In my personal opinion, as a creator and a toy collector, and I talk to a lot of people, everybody kind of agrees with me. I feel like that that specific type of figure, the design, it looks more um, like alien. It doesn't
yeah,
look organic or
Yeah.
human.
gotcha. Okay.
And the guy that's behind that, um, Ramirez, I believe it is. He
Yeah.
did a lot of stuff for Toy Biz back in the day.
Oh,
He's a
Yes.
nice.
Oh,
traditional
okay.
sculptor, so I think these were sculpted by hand. They're not done digitally or anything. But
Gotcha.
yeah, Phil Ramirez. I guess that's something he's been wanting to do.
Hmm.
Um, it's something very different to what we're doing, where he's just, I guess he's like, oh, I want to do this crazy, like anthropomorphic alien symbiote
Okay.
looking kind of body and make
Hmm.
all these creatures. But what Carlos and I are doing
More
is
based
more
on traditional
organic.
horror, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
we're
more
going
more
to.
traditional. You're gonna have like more like iterations of like your favorite, like the idea behind the
Your
whole
your
from the
takes on the
realm.
classic monsters, right?
Yeah, the idea behind from the realm, especially wave one, which is gonna be from the shadows, it's like
Mhm.
we're gonna tackle creatures from different realms, right?
Yeah.
And the idea of having one specific character for every single wave is pretty much make or giving you the fans the opportunity to create your
Your own faction.
ultimate character
Yeah.
of that
Nice.
specific creature. So that's
Yeah,
pretty
you're
much
gonna
the
feel
idea
that
with the
energy.
first wave of From the Realm. It's like you're gonna be able, with all the unlocks, you're gonna be able to create the ultimate vampire. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty much the idea behind the whole line.
Nice.
Awesome.
Right. You're
John,
gonna have like your definitive, like whatever your definitive iteration of a vampire is, whether it's like a more elegant Dracula from like Castlevania or an
That's what I was gonna ask. Yeah.
Alucard, or if it's like more like like you said, John, like a Kurt Barlow.
Hmm.
Um, there's other characters that I want to um, possibly represent in figure
yeah.
form that have never been done, such as if you guys know your vampire lore and your movie trivia, there's a really awesome movie from the 80s called Fright Night.
Oh
Oh
So
Yes.
yeah.
they have never done a fucking Jerry Dandridge figure, and
Mm-mm.
that movie is like one of the best. I know that the makeup goes a little far as the proportions of the when they smile and the mouths are really
Yes.
big and shit, but
Yeah.
that is one of the most iconic looks and most
Mhm.
unique looks for vampire makeup. And I'm surprised that's another one that like NECA has never tackled or anything like that. So just to give you a kind of a taste, where I would like to do a Jerry Dandridge, um, maybe in both forms, full on
But
vampire
you have
and
to
just that
stylize it, right?
wise cracking. Yeah, we'll have to like tweak the likeness so it doesn't look like Chris
Um,
Sarandon,
turned it. Yeah.
but
Yeah, so
still
you're
have
within
kind
the
of like that
IP
hit.
rights. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to do like, do that 80s wavy hairstyle and shit like that, but maybe not quite 100% like Chris Sarandon. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
something that can be done. So that's kind of like where I'm going. I'm trying to um, represent iconic vampires that have not had that plastic treatment in the
Yeah.
past.
Right.
So I'm not trying to do Bela Lugosi because I think NECA did such an amazing job with it already. I'm
Yeah.
not I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. And if it ain't broke, why fix it? So I'm really
Yeah.
trying to offer
Bring
people
new.
shit that hasn't been done in figure form and
Excellent.
Nice.
some creative in-house designs as well that I think a lot of people will appreciate.
Original
Nice.
piece. Yeah. Man, I mean, Jorge, if you can give me an Evil Ed, man, I'll be entirely grateful, man. Just that
He,
he's been
he's
my
definitely he's definitely one of the ones that we want to tackle. Whether
yeah,
it's
that
in this KS or not, that's yet to be seen. But he's definitely one. Him, and when we get to females, we definitely want to do. I forget her name now, but the girlfriend. We want to do her in
yeah,
vampire form too.
John, can
yeah.
we please post their
There you go.
Kickstarter and pin it
Yep.
to the comments? All right, cool. Awesome. Okay. Awesome. But yeah, this sounds like a cool ass idea. When did this kick off and when is the deadline? I don't know if you guys went over it, but just to reiterate it for the
So
viewers.
right
Well,
now,
everything depends on what's going on right now because we're like getting like codes from like factories and stuff like that. Also, we want, I mean, like some kicks, I mean, new things are coming. Like for example, the dragon from Mythic Legions. We don't want to compete with them
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
Right.
know sometimes, so like for some people, most of people like budget is tight, so that's gonna be an expense there. So we're like aiming maybe like April, middle of the year or something like that, depending on what's going on right now with all the like the I mean the world right now is kind of
Releases.
like crazy, so
Yeah.
we need to check, we need to be very careful with that,
Oh, because
especially because I was reading today a lot of like new stuff with all these tariffs and stuff,
yeah.
and apparently it's
Yeah.
gonna be like a big war, commercial war between United States and China. So yeah, we need to set up everything very, very good, like, so we don't make mistakes, because nobody wants to make mistakes on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
So yeah,
So you guys are going to be using soft goods to dress up the molds, correct?
Yeah,
Or
definitely,
yeah.
plastic. Okay,
definitely.
cool,
Nice.
awesome. So yeah, man, this looks great. I'm definitely excited. I definitely want to see more final result products. In hand shots of it dressed
Yeah.
up and stuff. But yeah, man, this is right up my alley and Dimitri's alley. We're big horror fans.
100. Yeah, 100%.
John's a horror fan, but he covers it up with all the Dick Tracy shots and.
Well, I mean, it's like, I mean, I love horror too, and that's why I was wondering, Jorge and Carlos, if that was, yeah. Immediately when I saw this mock up, I was like, I immediately got Castlevania, Dracula vibes from that. I mean, immediately, was that part of the inspiration for this? Was what you
Absolutely,
said?
absolutely,
Yeah,
100%. But with just like a little touch of uniqueness,
yeah,
uh, where we don't get the video game IP after us.
yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah,
don't want to get
yeah.
in trouble.
Nope,
Yes.
nope, nope. Don't want those
I mean, they
CDs.
have still yet to make a good figure off the new anime, the rebooted
Yeah,
anime. All they had was Diamond Select, and I think maybe one other company. It was just
No,
trash.
it was
Fucking
just
torn.
Diamond
No,
stuff.
just Diamond, I
yeah,
think.
Oh, just Diamond. Yeah, it was. I
Yeah.
Yeah.
saw the reviews. I was like, yeah, this is not worth the fucking money. I
I
was like,
think
as much as I love
overall,
this
like,
anime,
I watched
yeah,
the Castlevania cartoons. I just finished the final season.
Nocturne.
Um, I honestly prefer the old school video game art over, like, especially
Yeah.
Symphony of the Night. You know, I
yeah,
I really like what NECA did back in the day, with today's norm for articulation and with soft goods. That's kind of like what I would like to see in
Mm.
Castlevania. Let me ask you guys, how would you how would you feel about most of those guys reimagined with today's modern articulation, soft goods, and like the whole gamut, like you
oh my
know
gosh,
uh
man.
I
Yeah,
think
it sounds amazing. Yeah,
a lot of fans will love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
mhm,
Especially Castlevania still has a pretty dedicated, big
Yeah,
fan
big
base.
time.
yeah,
People
Actually, I
are
feel like if
actually,
you hit the right time with the release window of the new game coming out, AAA wise, it'll
oh
hit
yeah,
a huge wave of new fans coming in. Because I feel like the issue is a lot of companies don't want to give fans their niche the big treatment, but the reality is that big niche area has a huge influx of people coming in afterwards.
yeah.
Because I feel like my opinion too is like my perfect vampire would technically be the Strigoi from the Strain series, and I
Hmm.
feel
Oh,
like this hits that exact mark for it. And especially since I love army building horror stuff. Like for my big thing is I want Blade to fight like hundreds of vampires, especially like in the scene for Blade 2 when they're in the sewers and there's just like thousands of freaking vampires going after Blade. I think this is the perfect idea having that like what's it called one ideal figure and just mixing and matching and having that
yeah,
different thing where it's like okay I can have one off, we're gonna have 15 vampires all at once.
hmm,
Yeah, and at the same time, the idea is like you're gonna be able to, because we have like tiers, right? So if you want like a basic vampire, you can have your basic vampire, right? You
Yep.
can buy several of them if you want to make like an army of them, or if you want like the deluxe one, like we're talking about, like you're gonna have the total package, and you're gonna be able to build like whatever you want with that package, right?
yeah,
So
Yes.
and some unlocked, like Jorge said, we have some good surprises. Like for the people, they're gonna blow your mind, and I mean, it's gonna be really good. We're talking from the perspective of a collector, right?
Yes.
Like what do we want, and what we want to tackle, and what we think is kind of like missing on the community, right? So pretty much
yeah,
that's it. Like Jorge said, we don't want to invent the wheel. We just want to fill those little spaces that
mhm,
we think we can fill. That's pretty much what it is.
yeah.
I
And I
know.
think that's. Oh, go ahead, Rob.
I know it's pretty like early in the process or whatever, but like I know we've talked on the show before about needing like victims for monsters, and I didn't
Yeah,
know if you guys had any like plans or ideas for something like that.
civilians.
that
civilians.
is always something that is on the table. But as I
Mhm,
told Carlos, for now, obviously we gotta ride the wave the way the wave hits us. So
Right.
Yeah.
if we kick ass on this first KS, then we can open up things bigger for the next one. But I wanted to focus on the occult and the inhuman
Mhm.
for now. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm just focusing on
Absolutely.
on the villain, the vampire, the creatures. But I am offering accessories for you to plus up your existing characters.
Well,
So
there you go. Yeah,
an
yeah.
example,
Yeah.
if you want to grab like a Nathan Drake from NECA and turn him into a
Mhm.
vampire hunter, I'm gonna accessorize you with a couple of um, crucifixes, some holy water vials, some
Nice.
wooden stakes. We're planning on doing a vampire hunter kit, which is going to be like an expansion set. It's going
Oh,
to give
that's
you
great.
the weapons so you can weaponize like a GI Joe classified, or if you want to get like, if you have the, I think probably the best example would be the Mezco 112, what's his
Constantine.
Doc Knock, the Phantom Killer.
Constantine.
Well, the
Constantine is
guy,
a good one.
what's the name? The guy that looks Victorian,
Oh,
Yeah, I forget his name
Solomon
Solomon
already.
Kane.
Kane.
Solomon
Solomon
Kane.
Kane.
Yeah.
Solomon Kane.
He's like
Oh
a
yeah.
perfect candidate to be a Van
Yeah.
Helsing, right?
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
there's figures out there, to my point, that are already good candidates that are done,
Mhm.
that you could just
Yeah.
outfit them with our accessories and the bonus parts that are going to come with it to enhance your display, because we're planning on including battle damage portraits and battle damage parts for the vampires that will be exclusive to the Vampire Hunter kit.
Gotcha.
If you
So
Nice.
wanna make, if you're gonna make Biker Gomez to be a vampire hunter, you can do it too.
there you go.
That sounds
That's
awesome.
so that's the direction we're going as far as humans. Now, even further, what we're planning on doing is, after From the Darkness, which is this first wave, we're planning on going to From the Grave. And that's where we're going to
Okay.
offer
Oh,
zombies.
Nice.
And that's
Okay.
where we're going to get a
nice.
little closer to more of that victim, because you can essentially make a zombie a victim,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you
Right.
know.
Mhm.
So that's, but yeah, I get what you mean. Like, you're talking about like background fodder figures for
Yeah, it's
your
just
diorama.
we're all photographers here, so like if you do a vampire photo, a lot of times you want a lady in that photo that he's gonna
Yeah.
attack or something like that, right? Or seduce, depending on the type of
Eventually,
vampire you're doing.
trust me, eventually we're gonna get to the female vampires. We're gonna do
Right.
some awesome ones. I mean, I'm thinking like totally rated R. I want to do transparent negligee, big tits, bush, like like it's. We're gonna
Don't get
do.
Rob. Don't get Rob too excited over here.
Yeah.
We're
Well, I
gonna
think. I mean,
we're gonna go hard
but
with the females, and then you can always do whatever you want, dress them up whichever way you want, and put them
So
in
are
the
you
background.
saying that like the vampires can have penises like Nosferatu 2024?
I don't know about a penis. I don't think that's
Dimitri's the one you're gonna worry about.
yeah, yeah,
We'll make sure they have a bulge. I'll put it there. But, I mean,
yeah.
we don't want to have like no Hannibal, no Silence of the Lambs type vampires and shit. But yeah, like I think we're definitely, for now, I'm not planning on doing any default type of human characters.
Monster.
But and if when I do, introduce a human character, I want it to have a unique twist to it. Like, I wanted to have kind of a story behind it. I want it
Yeah.
to make sense. So a perfect example would be like a possessed priest.
Right.
Something
Yeah.
where it's like human. You have a priest
Yeah.
figure that nobody has. Nobody's made a priest figure, but
Mhm.
he'll be possessed. So you'll have that demonic head, but then maybe we'll have a default pre-possessed head. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Right.
we would probably go that route. But as far as the vampire hunter, Van Helsing type, I would probably rather tackle something like a priest first and see where it
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's true
Okay.
that you really don't have any, right? And KT, that'd be up your alley too, man. I mean, I know you would love to give it to a priest, man. Just have like that demon head, and just have like like just like just do some cool shots of him getting like burnt up or whatever.
Right.
Just
All
like
right, relax. I'm not that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man. We've had conversations. We've talked about
Yeah,
this.
pretty much
So,
is what I think, John. You asked me one day, like, "Hey guys, are you planning to make like a chupacabras or something like that?" Well,
yeah, man.
that's pretty much the idea with from the realm. It's pretty much like trying to give people or filling those gaps where
Right.
in our collections where we can tackle creatures from different realms. That's
Yeah.
what we are
Correct.
from the realm, so we can expand in several realms and we don't need to limit ourselves, so we can do stuff that not everybody is doing without being afraid, like, oh, this is not gonna fit on the collection, this is not gonna fit on the story.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's pretty much like the way we're like looking at this, pretty much.
So those these torsos, these are gonna be like the new upcoming wave where you can assemble it with the limbs and stuff like that. I'm assuming, right?
I don't
Like,
know if we're gonna go like the full on Mythic Legions route.
you say, like
Oh,
Mythic
And pop and
Legions.
swap
yeah.
everything.
Hmm.
But what I am gonna do is definitely heads pop and swap,
Yeah.
hands pop and swap, and I don't know about torsos. Like we're not trying to go fully
Maybe
customizable.
maybe arms.
Arms.
Yeah, maybe arms.
Yep.
But not. To answer your question, it's not going to be like a legions that you could literally dissect the thing into every piece.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think
Or
we're
at
going to
least
go
add
that
wings to it,
route.
right? Like wings you
Um,
can add to it.
Yeah, the wings are
there's
gonna be
there's
part
going to be
of
a wing
like
pack.
some of the tiers.
Okay.
You're gonna be able. We have actually a new design on like we're working on the how the wings are gonna be attached to the body,
Mhm.
Okay.
and it's gonna work pretty much like a backpack. But it's
Right.
not gonna be like, it's gonna be a backpack that is gonna look organic. It's gonna look like part of the figure, not like
Yeah.
something that you
Yeah, it's
attach to
going to
it.
look like
Right.
part of the anatomy because one of
Yeah,
the examples I can give is that, for example, with the that recent Nemesis Enforcer figure that came out,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
the
Yeah.
way the wings attached to it, it looked like a furry backpack. It just
Yeah.
didn't. It looked weird. We wanted the way the wings attached. It wanted to look like it's part of his anatomy. So
Gotcha.
we made it more like a hump coming out of the back, and it's
Mm.
gonna have like exposed vertebrae and all this stuff. So we
Awesome.
completely redesigned
Nice.
it from what was shown at Legion's Con. So we'll have the updated version at Toylanta for sure.
Nice. Awesome.
Nice.
Guys, I'm
You
gonna
guys
have
were
to go,
talking.
but it's been awesome. Thank you for
Okay.
Awesome.
having me, and Carlos can fill you
Appreciate it,
in on
Jorge.
any other
take
questions.
care,
No
dude.
Have a good
problem.
night, guys.
All right.
Thank
Bye.
See you,
you.
man.
You
Have a
guys
good
night.
night.
You guys were talking though about like especially with glowing eyes and whatnot. I know Joy Toy did it recently with their new Titus and what's it called? Space Marine figures, how like the head can pop off, you can insert a light. Are you guys planning on doing maybe light up eyes for the vampires? Since I feel like not a lot of figures have that feature.
Yeah, I mean, with this figure, I don't think we're gonna be able to do it. I think, I mean, the it will be a little bit hard because it's organic. Like with the
Yes.
meat, with the Warhammer figures, you have a helmet that you
Yeah.
can kind of like pop and swap. With this figure, because of the anatomy, because it's really skinny, that's was
Yes.
one of the challenges for us, was pretty much how to make the wings work properly without compromising the articulation on the figure.
Yeah.
Because if you seen the actually that image where you have the back there, John, if you can put that a little bit
Far right.
bigger,
Which one? This one here?
The
the
far
one in
right.
the middle, far right.
Oh, this one?
No,
Oh,
down,
one down.
that one,
Yeah,
that one.
there we go.
Like if you seen, we have a butterfly joint, and the figure in
Yes.
like
Mhm.
for the ones who actually saw the prototype, you will notice that the figure is like really skinny.
Yeah.
It's not muscular at all. So one of the challenges, especially for Sebas, was how we can attach the wings there without compromising that articulation. It's going to be really, really difficult. So that's why we came with the idea of doing like a backpack, kind of like what happened with the Enforcer for G.I. Joe Classify. But it's gonna look more organic. And I'm looking some of the images here, and I think I'm gonna send it to you, John, so you can post them, and so people can have an idea of how it's gonna work. Because that was one of the challenges for us. Like, we're gonna have like a middle peg, and it's gonna be kind of like a hump part that is gonna work there as a backpack for the wings actually to work properly also, because the wings are going to be articulated. So that's going to be like something really, really cool, and people will appreciate that, to be honest.
Awesome, man.
Carlos, are all the articulation, is it all double joints in the
Yes,
the arms
sir.
and legs?
Yes, we're planning to make everything like double jointed elbows, double joint knees. You see the diaphragm. If you put another image, I think you want to be able to see the front with the diaphragm.
Oh, let me get back in there. Sorry. This one? Or...
That one, yeah, that one works. That one. No, the other one. Sorry.
Oh,
With the wings, John.
The one, that one. So if you see, I don't know if you it's pretty similar to what Hasbro is doing with G.I. Joe Classify, right?
right.
If I'm not wrong. So it's pretty much, John, I'm gonna send you some images so you can check how it's gonna work. Let me go ahead and send it to you. Wait a second.
I just love how the wings look like a separate, like, four, like, actual more arms behind him.
Yeah, but I mean, they look like arms, and they're gonna have a articulation pretty similar to the arms, the same type of articulation. The only difference is like you're not gonna have like the hands. It's gonna be just like the wings. John, I sent it to your Instagram.
Yeah, I'm pulling getting in there.
So you can see there like how it's gonna be attached and how is the backpack, how it looks. It's gonna be like a different color. But yeah, the idea is pretty much make those wings really, really dynamic for everybody. But at the same time, this is gonna be an expansion pack. So you don't need, if you like your vampire look pretty much like the ones from what's this movie that you have the werewolves versus the vampires?
Underworld.
Underworld. Remember the kind of like the weird vampires that doesn't have like wings, that were like in this party and stuff when they transform? Well, if you want to do something like that, you're going to have the opportunity. You don't need to have the wings, but if you want something with the wings, you have the wings there. And the same with the soft goods. One of the basic offerings, so that's one of the ideas that we have. You see, that's the backpack.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, that looks great.
Yeah, awesome. And you're gonna have those bones, like the vertebrae, like sticking out, like he's pulling the wings out of his body.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like that, and then those two pegs are gonna be connected to the actual wings.
Nice.
So I mean, yeah, that's pretty much the idea, and it's gonna look fully organic. So you don't compromise that, like the actual figure itself. So that was the idea.
Yeah, no, it looks great.
And then the folded wings, those are gonna be super easy, because those you just unpack the head, boop, put that, and put it back. That's it.
That's gonna be nice.
Yeah,
that's it. So you don't need. I think that's gonna be kind of like a rubber material.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't compromise anything on the figure. So that's pretty much the idea.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Since you guys are doing Kickstarter, and let's like when it gets started and all that, and when it gets funded and all that, do you guys plan on moving if it gets like really good traction in your next thing, or if it's going to be crowdfunded again, or if it's going to be more like on the actual storefront on your guys' page?
Well, it's hard to tell, to be honest with you, because most of the time, and I never thought on this till now, because let me tell you, making an action figure is one of the most expensive things ever. I will never go and say stuff on the air, because being like from the other side now
Yeah.
is
It
is a
all clicks. Yeah.
yeah, it's really difficult. Like Kickstarter, I think is the way to go, to be honest with you, because you don't take that many risks. Still, you're gonna spend a lot of money and a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's less risky, because some productions, I mean, you can go over $100,000. So, making that happen with your own money is kind of like heavy, unless you're a millionaire and you're
Yeah.
like super rich. I mean, that's one of the things. And I think Kickstarter for now is the safe way to go. I mean, just remember, Four Horsemen Studios, when they started, I think how many Kickstarters they make, I think it was like the first three or so. And still they have all the experience, and with Motu Classics, with Gotitropolis, with Seven Kingdom, and all of them were like Kickstarters. Like, so yeah, I think to get to the point where you can actually be able to support your own toy line, with your own money is it's gonna take a while. Hopefully we're gonna do very, very good on this Kickstarter, and the next one, who knows, like,
Yes.
let's fingers crossed.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I'm looking
I know
forward to it.
Toy
though.
Addict. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm saying looking forward to it.
I know Toy Addict talked about his like Fast and Furious vampires and all that, and that's like the main basis for this wave.
Mhm.
What's like your kind of thing you're looking forward to, like creature wise, or at least theme wise, in the next like later down the line figures?
Okay, so I'm gonna explain you pretty much what's the general idea from the realm, right? Because
Mhm.
we're really fans. Like, Jorge is more a fan of the horror stuff, right?
Yes.
So he's really
Yeah.
passionate about it. I'm more about folk creatures,
Right.
right? So
Yeah.
that's why when John came with the
Chupacabra.
idea of
Chupacabra.
doing the chupacabras, man, like, I'm a Latino guy. I'm from Panama.
Yep.
So chupacabras is something really, really like Latino, right?
Right.
So
It's real.
exactly. So I'm like, okay, so that's one of the things that we will like to produce. You have so many characters that you can produce that you don't have an action figure for. I'm gonna
Right.
put you an example. La Tulivieja. That's a character
Mhm.
from the Latino community, which is
Yep.
pretty much, they call it sometimes La Llorona, La Tulivieja.
Mhm.
Like, which is this lady that lost his kid, and she's crying at night, and she steal the kids and stuff like that. So
Right.
things like that you can create, that you can make. And like Jorge said, like wave 2, we're aiming to do from the grave. That doesn't mean that needs to be strict from the grave. Everything depends. We can do a poll for people to decide what's next, right?
Yes.
Like, what would you like to be next? But the idea pretty much is create every single wave or Kickstarter as a chapter, right? It's gonna be like the idea, for example, with the packaging. This may change. This is not set in stone. What with the packaging, we're trying to make like a book. So when you open that book, so you're gonna have like the side. Let's take this for example, right?
Mhm.
And you're gonna have the side here of the book that is gonna say "From the Shadow, Wave 1," right? Or Chapter 1.
Yeah.
That's gonna be. We're not gonna give the name the vampire. We're calling the vampire because everybody knows it's a vampire, right? But it's gonna be From the Shadows, Chapter 1. That
Nice.
by fact is gonna be the vampire. But that doesn't mean that we can go back from to the shadows in another wave, right? And we can make a totally different character, like a demon or something like that comes from the shadow, from the darkness, right? We're gonna tackle from the deep, so we can create creatures from the deep. Um, I mean, you name it, it's like infinite what we want to do with this toy line. And I mean, I think we have something really, really good in our hands. I think we have a big responsibility also because we want to make this the best way possible for the collectors as collectors that we are.
Yeah.
So, and Jorge didn't mention this, but I remember when Jorge came with the idea to me. At the beginning, the idea was to create pretty much like kind of like characters. I don't know if you ever seen like the Mondo Sofubi figures
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
they're kind of like monsters, but they look kind of like a funny, and the actual structure is totally different. So Jorge had something planned like that, inspired like that, with less articulation and less stuff like that. And when he came with the idea to me, I was like, listen, I got a question for you. And he's super talented. He's one of the most talented people I know. So I was like, do you collect that? And he said, well, I don't collect that type of figures. And I'm like, what do you collect? He's like, well, I like, like this third party action figure lines that have like this crazy articulation, like 5K toys and stuff like that. Like the I don't remember the name of the werewolf.
I ain't talking about the
veteran
Moose Collector Wolf. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that one. But there's another one called Veteran Williams and stuff like that.
Furry
Yeah.
Toys. Furry Toys.
Yeah, so
Veteran
he loved that, and I was like, well, that's what you collect. So why don't make something like that?
Yeah.
I told him, why we don't tackle something like that? That is what we really collect. That we really are passionate about it, and exactly that one.
Oh,
So
nice.
so I told him, listen, if we're gonna do something, let's do it right, and let's go for the head. Like
Yeah.
let's aim to that and see what's going on. And the reaction, thankfully, the reaction is being great. We kind of like did this test with LegionsCon, right? We went to LegionsCon and we showed these prototypes, static prototypes. Man, Robo was there. The guys from Meta Travelers, all these YouTubers, Toy Bro, Dork Layer, everybody, and every single person that went to the table, everybody was like, "Man, I like this. I like what you're doing." We're so humble of the experience because we have Jeremy Girard from the Four Horsemen. He went to our table and he stays there for maybe like 35, 40 minutes talking to us.
Wow.
I mean, Jeremy and me, we have a good relationship because of Mythic Legions from years ago. And he was giving us some good advices, what to do, what not to do. And he doesn't need to. So it was a very humbling experience. Also, Jason from Spirit Toys. Jason was the one who actually designed the logo for us.
Oh,
And
I didn't know that.
yeah, Jason Bienvenu, he's my brother. The guys from Meta Travelers, Marco and Jeremy, awesome dudes. I mean, they're like family to me. They give us some good advices. Robo also was talking to us maybe like for over an hour. Jason right there. We talked to Robo for over an hour. I think he went to a room to check the prototypes, and he was giving us such good advices, and he was blown away with the prototypes. So, I mean, I think we're in the right path. It's just to like keep pushing hard, and doing things the right way.
I think it's also a thing too where it's like I feel a lot of companies, especially like NECA, like you have vampires and like werewolves from them, but they're all IP based. They're not with their own flavor. And I feel like a lot of other companies, even Mythic, they have horror figures. They don't push it to the extreme. They don't push it further enough. And I feel like we don't have that kind of product. And I feel like it's perfect for people who want to do like stuff with Doc Knock and having a Monster Hunter and all that. It's a lot of things where this is hitting that perfect mark where it's like, okay, we have the more monstrous type of vampire, not just human. Like it's humanoid, but it's still mixing with that monster type of thing and body horror. 'Cause I feel like this does fall in the realm of pretty good body horror type of stuff when it comes to vampires, and it's hitting that exact mark that everyone really wants.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, I mean, like I said, because if we have two base vampire characters, we have the one that is bold. So
Yes.
we're aiming on that one to have a different color skin. It's gonna be more like bluish,
Mhm.
right? And then we have the one with the long hair that it has more like a human color, but still, if you go on the pictures from Noah Pratt, the paint master, you still
Yeah.
can see the veins and stuff
Veins,
like that.
yeah.
Yes.
Right.
And on top, we have Noah Pratt, which is going to be our paint master, and he's a mastermind in the paint department. I mean, Noah, anything possible. The ones who knows him, he's well known in the Mythic Legions community, doing like custom Mythic Legions. He's such a great guy, super like artistic. So that's what we need in our team. Yeah.
So, what is the what are you ballparking like the price range to be like per figure?
Well, everything depends because we have different tiers, right? So I think the basic figure we're aiming maybe like between $50 to $60, something like that. That's
Okay.
what we want. I don't want to set a price right now because I don't want to,
Yeah,
like people
obviously.
to expect something because, like I said,
Yeah.
I was reading some crazy stuff today on the news, like about how things are gonna go up in price and stuff like that. So I don't want to shoot on my own foot,
Yeah.
saying like it's gonna be this, and then people said like, "Oh, you told this.
Yeah.
Remember when you were in the show with these guys?"
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No, I'm not trying to get you in trouble. I'm just like saying.
no, and it's totally fair. Like, but we're aiming between $50 to $60 the base one, and then if you're going to the deluxe one, we're talking about maybe like under 100. We want to do it. Like,
Mhm.
remember, it's gonna have soft goods, it's gonna have
Yeah.
wings, it's gonna have like all these accessories, different heads, different hands, and
Right.
stuff like that. So pretty much around that. Like I have as a kind of like base what on Parallel Universe Wade was charging for the Audios figure,
Yes.
which is a super articulated figure with soft goods and stuff like that. So kind of like going between there plus the wings, pretty much like around that price.
Gotcha.
Nice.
This is fair.
So
right.
trying to make it affordable and not that expensive, but of course we're not like Mesco or other companies that have like this volume. So we need to keep that in consideration, and that's why we're right now like very careful with the factories
Yeah.
on pricing and stuff like that. And we have some good people behind us giving us advices and stuff like that. So, and I mean, we're talking to some project managers, like very experienced people. We talk already with a couple, between them, David Bonner. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
What you were alluding to that Toyatic was talking about before the Mondo kind of monster kaiju ish stuff. So there is like American Sofubi scene that does that stuff. You know, they're very stylized. Jason to be with like if you look at Mayfex, they do some of the kaiju Sofubi toys and stuff like that. So I mean, it's definitely good that you kind of course corrected towards the articulated line because the Sofubi scene in America right now is on it actually has been on a decline since COVID. In Asia, it'll always be a hype beast thing. It's like Jordans for them. You know, they'll
Yeah.
line up and spend racks
Totally.
on one toy. So it's good that you shifted it back towards action figures because that's more of a wider appeal for American consumers. Yeah.
Thank you. No, yeah, at the end of the day, is I always said this with everything in life, right? Like, if you're gonna do something, no matter what, go for it, and try to do what you love and what you like.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing something that you don't actually believe on
Yeah,
it,
you're like half-ass about yeah.
it's gonna be half-assed. So if I'm gonna do something, it's something that I have passion for it, and I like and I love.
Exactly.
That's the point. Yes, it's gonna be sacrifices in between, but if you want to do something right, if you want to do something properly, you need to love and you need to sacrifice. Those two things are super important.
Yeah.
So you saying that you're more of a folk, fan than a horror fan? Are you cool with horror though? Like you're cool with the monster ish esque, or do you want
Well, I think
more of like
that's
a
what he's talking.
fantasy?
I
What's
think
up?
he's talking about more
Like folklore?
Mothman, yeah, or
Oh, okay, okay. I wasn't sure
the
if you meant more
Chupacabra,
like
that kind
you
of
know how
stuff.
Mythics
Yeah.
does like more of their
Oh,
campy-ish
like
spin
Krampus
on
and
it. Yeah, not even Krampus. Like their spin on I don't know, like dwarves and shit. Like it's like happy-go-lucky kind of.
Mm, well,
Like they're elves. They're elves
yeah,
kind of.
that's one of the things that people were like asking, like, oh, how is gonna be compatible with Mythic Legions or other lines like Savage Crucible and stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
And they have their own take on certain stuff. I mean, the goal with this line is pretty much like I said before, like trying to fill those holes that you don't have in your collection. We don't want to
Right.
invent the wheel, of course.
Yeah.
yeah.
And are they gonna be compatible? I mean, you can put them in your collection and they're gonna look good with your Marvel Legends. They're gonna look good with your Masco figures or your whatever Savage Crucible or Mythic Legions. I mean, I think Mythic Legions are a little bit more like bulky.
Yes.
Mhm.
Mhm.
This is gonna be more stylized. I would
Slender.
say more into Mesco-ish, Mayfex, something like that.
Mm.
But yeah, it's gonna be different from everything else, but at the same time, you can use it with everything else.
Yeah. I mean, even for this one, I mean, I could definitely see Dubon, I mean, doing a shot with Dubon fighting against this vampire. I mean, he really gives off that kind of vampire hunter vibe. So, I mean,
Hey, you
again,
can put that to fight your Space Marines, dude.
yeah, that
Yeah.
too. Yep, you can. Yep, definitely include it in there. I mean, yeah, I think that's the cool thing. And like I said before, it's just the fact that all these Kickstarters, companies coming up like yourself, Carlos, and even Cursed Dead that come in and like you said, fill those gaps, right? I mean, if there's a company out there that is close to kind of what you like, but it's like they're I wish they would go a little bit more with horror, or go more here, go like the Brutal Realm, right? I mean, we're getting those
Correct.
gladiator characters. I mean, or even Joy Toy with the Roman characters they're doing. I mean, I wish that's again, I wish Mythic would move more into that, even though they have knights and everything, and we're getting some of that with the next wave with the Leodicius soldiers and stuff like that. But still, it's
Mhm.
just little companies that come up and they can give you that they can scratch that itch for you. And I think
Yeah,
that's what's great about what you guys are doing and other companies. I mean, again, if your main thing is like, I wish they would have more vampires, or I wish the horror characters that Mythic Four Horsemen would do, whoever, right? I mean, I wish they would go a little bit more into that horror, really gruesome, look of their vampires or their horror characters, but they don't, for whatever reason. I mean, again, it's their company; they can do whatever. But you guys step in, like, hey, if that's what you guys, I like that stuff too. And if you guys like it, I mean, you probably are gonna, really like what we have coming out. So I think that's very. I mean, it's great to be in the toy community now. I feel like, I
yeah,
mean, you get a lot of these options and a lot of things coming up that, you know what, I'm gonna check these guys out because they have something that I wish other companies had, but they look like they're gonna, again, fill in the gaps where I still like what I collect here, but definitely want to get this to go with my collection. It's like I
yeah,
don't have really good vampire characters, but these will. I mean, these are spot on, exactly what I want. So
yeah. And I think it's not about like, I mean, the community is so vast and so big
right,
that you can do your own thing without stepping in others
exactly,
Mhm.
right,
people's stuff, right? Like, for
right,
example, you have Mythic Legions. Man, Mythic Legions, I love Mythic Legions.
mhm,
And they do their own stuff because they have a whole world, right? Created around that mythos that they have. And the characters may look like Romans, may look like gladiators, but in reality, they're not. they're like from the mythic legions,
Right.
the world. So totally different stuff.
Mhm.
Same with Savage Crucible. You have crazy looking figures, also amazing figures. You have so many talented people working there, but they have their own storyline. They
Right.
have their own characters that they may look like something else, but they're actually their own thing. Same with Brutal Realm. I mean, man, I was supporting them and still supporting them. I went all in with their Kickstarter. I mean, crazy. I was looking for figures that look like Motu classics, but with a
Yeah.
better articulation. And that's what they give us,
Yep.
and it's incredible. Same with other toy lines. I mean, you name it. The Cursed Death. The Cursed Death is more like a character that you have like demonic and vampirish figures, but with kind of like an alien type of body. And that's really awesome too, with a lot of articulation and stuff like that. So you have so many options, and like Jorge said, we don't want to invent the wheel because it's already there. What we want is to make our own stuff, do it the best we can, and just fill those little space, those little gaps that we can go there without stepping on anybody else, because you have so many companies, amazing companies, that you can pick and choose and do whatever you want.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm excited for this line. Like, this is a line that I'm definitely gonna start backing. And off, honestly, like,
Yeah.
I think it's something that it's a breath of fresh air.
Mhm.
I think me and Dimitri need to make a hard toy.
or going with Carlos. Yeah, I mean, you know what? This actually the frame of this figure, and I guess because I was looking at your shot earlier, Dimitri, the Red Death. It kind of gives me like, I mean, and we and I think with Four Horsemen, we really don't have that sculpt anywhere else, do we? Like with any other figure with the Four Horsemen,
That's what I
the
was
Red Death.
wondering too.
Yeah,
The
and it's
the
like,
Red Death, I
yeah,
think that's the body they use with the zombies, right?
Yeah,
No.
with the new
the new
pet
one.
pack that's coming out. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The new
Yeah, the new.
for Necronomicus. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess
Yeah.
the
new
arms.
builders.
Yeah, I guess the arms and legs, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I love that. I love the look of that. And then it's like, I mean, I don't use it as much, but I do wish they had it more, which again, this fits into that. It fits into like the wiry, real kind of lean, vampire look. And it's just, yes, I was thinking about that. I was like, yeah, they really don't use that buck too much. So it's cool that you guys are incorporating it here with the vampires.
Mhm.
And then Brick, yeah, undead
Oh, Greg is
Legion
here.
Order.
That's what I'm waiting on, dude. I'm waiting for
From the
Four Horsemen to start shipping those shits out so I can buy them.
It's coming. They're coming. They announced on their page, wasn't that they
February 26th, I believe, is when they're gonna.
Yeah, that's
well, it's still
that's
gonna be
when
some
the-
time. They gotta ship. They
retailer,
gotta
yeah.
ship it. They gotta
But they're
ship it to the
gonna ship the individual orders, right?
Yes.
they're still doing that,
They're
yeah.
still doing it every day. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's just slow going. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think I ordered the 2-pack of the Necronominos with the horse.
with the horse, yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
And also I got the what's the name? The one that looks like the death.
Oh, Maximilius, or something like that.
No.
The Grim Reaper, the Grim Reaper guy.
Yeah, the one that looks like a Grim Reaper.
It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
it's like
Maximilius, the Harvester.
Maximilius.
This
The
one,
Harvester, that one. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I
that
got-
one,
I
that
got-
one is amazing.
I
I'm
looked
getting
at
that
With you,
one.
Carlos, by the way. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Kitty.
What happened?
Oh no, I was just gonna say I'm getting that one. I'm getting the Necronomicus guy. I'm getting the what's it called?
Terpicular.
Oh, yep.
Temperculi.
Oh yeah,
I'm getting three
he looks
undead.
so cool.
3 undead builders is what I'm thinking for my army. And then this woman, I'm still like,
I
to be
need to
honest
get
with
this
you,
one.
I'm definitely getting her. Yeah, well,
I
I
need to
already
get her.
pre-ordered her.
He looks so good.
Yeah.
personally,
Yeah,
I don't like the way Forstman does women. They make it very cartoony, so that's why I'm not leaning towards
Yeah,
this
but
one.
I love this little chimera she comes with though, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
all
that
the
accessory is sick.
The
Yeah.
cage and everything, yeah.
For me,
So
it would have been
cool.
cooler if they so like that leash thing is hooked onto that chimera. I was hoping that maybe you can unhook it and have it be like its own like rabbit beast type
Oh, that'd
thing.
be cool.
Mhm.
But
Oh, nice.
that was just my 2 cents. Yeah. It's still,
Yeah, I mean,
it still looks cool. I'm just saying, for money wise, I gotta
right.
pick. Man. I gotta be picky.
Yeah.
The only I will say this, yeah, and kind of with KT. Well, for me, as far as the look, it's like it is kind of like, I mean, that essentially is the same face as the Cosmic Legion, you know, girl and stuff. So, and even they we talked about this when we were talking about the head sculpts that they're doing for Cosmics, and they're basically gonna have a blonde version, which, I mean, you know, painting, you know, goes a long way, but it's like when I see that, immediately think of the Cosmic Legion character. But
You should
I
have
think,
just opened it up more, like had like actual like the skeleton showing more.
yeah, I think in the other sculpt that they have for her, don't they have like the she's like missing a nose or something like that, or it's like it's kind of
Yeah,
OP in a way.
it's
Yeah.
kind of like on that face.
Nice.
I know you getting these, Carlos, right?
Oh my
gonna
god,
say,
dude.
yeah.
I gotta
Freaking
get at least
horse
3 of these guys.
Yeah, I think I pre-ordered
You guys
2.
make me hate getting those homage figures because this is all you guys talk about, and I just like the colorway. Like I got the
You don't love
Dragul.
Motu. Like these are
Yeah,
Motu.
this is Motu. I mean, it's like,
Yeah,
Dragul.
that's a horse trooper.
They're Motu truth.
The Starman homage one. I just used the vampire head on that one, so I mean, like I don't see it. But
I mean, immediately when I saw this and the Snake Man, I was like, oh, Rise of the Snake Man. I mean, it's just Cobra Khan right there.
That can be your Cobra Khan.
Yep.
These
So
are
it's
really
just
cool.
like,
well, that's Motu inspired too. This one?
No, it's not officially. No.
Oh, not officially. Okay.
Well,
Not
no,
officially. I
not
think
officially.
the other one, I think yes, right?
Yeah, the other one is officially a Motu tribute. Like
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
They actually. Did they even announce? Like, do they say that it's a?
Well, I mean, if you see the one head, like,
Oh,
it has
yeah.
the one
You
head
know the
that looks like
visor.
Horde
The
Trooper.
visor give you
Visor.
right there. That one.
It looks like the Horde Trooper.
Yeah.
Right, but are they even allowed to say it? Because I mean, you could say the same
Well,
thing for the snake. I mean,
they're not gonna say it.
I
but
know that's what I'm saying. It's like it's
clearly
it's,
is, right?
Yeah. Remember back in the days they were doing the tributes on PowerCon, right? There were PowerCon exclusives.
Right.
Yeah.
But now I think PowerCon is gonna be combined with Toylanta.
It is this year. I've heard that
Yes.
they may do something different next year. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be combined with Toylanta, and I think next year they're gonna do their own show like before. Which is gonna be great.
That's the plan, yeah.
So,
I do have a question for you, Carlos, about your about the actual sarcophagus
Mhm.
from the realm.
Yes.
Is it going to be like what's it called? Are you guys gonna have it coming with the actual figure? Is that gonna be like an accessory pack?
That's gonna be an extension pack, what we call like extension pack or accessory pack, like you said. I mean, we're gonna have the sarcophagus, and that may come with a surprise inside.
nice.
So yeah, so that's gonna be something that we have. Listen, that sarcophagus was kind of like the cherry on the top of the cake for Legion's Con. Everybody was like, "Man, I love the figures, but please make sure it comes with the sarcophagus." So I was like, "We need to make the sarcophagus for sure, 100%."
Yes. Are you gonna be able to take it off of the actual stand and lay it like on the ground, or is it still just stuck in that frame?
It looks like
No, it's gonna be we did it that way just because of the actual way to stand. So we kind of like bring that the way it was.
Yes,
But
I
the
see that
idea
in
is
the
to
actual,
have
yeah.
like a little stand that you can take off and just put it flat on the ground. Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
Is it gonna have like a velvet material inside, or is it?
looks
Well, I mean, that's the idea.
Right. That looks great.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm definitely gonna pick that up because I definitely need.
Oh, that works with everything. You can put anything inside there because we're gonna try to make it wider enough so you can place other figures if you want. If you want to put like something else, I mean, don't try to put Juggernaut there, but I mean,
Yeah.
No, yeah, I'm excited. It looks awesome, man.
Yeah, man.
There was one thing because I know we're coming up to time, but I know, like you said, Carlos, you are a big Motu fan. So am I. So I wanted to see what your thoughts are on this because I know it's on everyone's mind right now.
Wait, Jared Little, cast as Skeletor.
So I'm just really I just want to know what your thoughts are. I know we're in chats and stuff, but
why you put me in this position right now, man?
Hey, man. I mean, it is what it is, right?
It's gonna be terrible.
Okay, you want you want to hear my actual um thought on this?
That's what we want.
Listen, to me, the movie from the 80s, or so let's put it this way, okay? Let's put it this way. Let's give people a better perspective of what I'm going to. Like, I'm not a Filmation Masters of the Universe fan. I'm a mini comics fan. So I was a fan of Masters of the Universe since the figures came out in 82, right?
Yeah.
So this was before the cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
To me, Masters of the Universe, He-Man is Alcala. That's it.
Yep.
Alfredo Alcala, like Rudy Obredo. That's my Masters of the Universe. That's my He-Man.
Yeah.
I don't believe in Prince Adam, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, He-Man to me is the barbarian that came from this village. He was traveling to save his village. He found the sorceress who gave him the harness, the power sword. That's it. That's my He-Man. So when I saw the Filmation cartoon, to me was a shock. I mean, I was used to seeing Skeletor and Merman going toe to toe with He-Man. Actually, Merman knocked him out. He-Man, Triclops knock out Battle Cat, stuff like that, right? So when I saw the Filmation, I was kind of like used to Filmation. I was kind of like used to the Filmation stuff. And then the movie came out, and man, the parts that I hated the most about the movie is the air parts.
Right.
Which is the majority of the film.
Exactly. At this time, I didn't understand why they were doing that. Maybe it was like money-wise, it was easier to make it than air.
It made it cheaper.
But right now, with all the technology, all the money, I mean, you can do better. I mean, listen, don't. People will say, and I understand. People will say, people that are like really positive, they will say, "Oh well, they're tackling these for a different audience or whatever. You guys are old. Stick with your stuff. Don't be negative, whatever." But I mean, that's my opinion. You know, my opinion is I don't like what I've seen so far. The guy looks pretty good for He-Man. The sword looks amazing. To be honest with you, looks incredible. But I don't like that air stuff. Yeah, I mean, I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I'm more in shock that we're actually seeing. I mean, it's happening, right? I mean,
not to cut you off, John, real quick.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Okay.
But I'll be on next week for sure.
Okay.
But it was amazing meeting you, Carlos, by the way. And I love
take care, Dimitri. Thank you so much. And it was an honor to meet you, man. Finally, in person.
Meeting you, man. Yeah.
Have a good one, Dimitri.
Thanks, you
Take
guys.
care, man.
I mean, I will say this. I mean, it's crazy that it's actually happening. So, I mean, we get casting news all the time, directing news. I mean, people coming in saying like, yeah, it's we're gonna do it, and then for a reason it falls apart, right? It goes into development hell, nothing happens. So the fact that they're actually, it looks like they're filming. It looks like they're actually gonna start.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm
making
all,
a movie. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I mean, make the movie. I mean, Masters of the Universe. We need more exposure,
right,
for the franchise. That's good. That's incredible. But look, like Brick said, stay away from Earth, please, please. Queen Merlina was from Earth. Yeah. She got lost. She fall into Eternia. Why we need to put Prince Adam in Earth again and make a story? And it looks like those police officers are kind of like goofy style, whatever.
Yeah,
man. I mean, it is what
it's not on Earth very long, and then
no,
it's on a
I'm wondering.
That's my hope.
Yeah, I mean, I get the feeling that we. Go ahead, Rob.
I've just heard it. Like the beginning's a lot like Guardians of the Galaxy or something.
Right, right. Yeah. Or I look at it kind of like I've told other people this, like maybe Superman. I mean, possibly in the beginning, Adam, a baby Adam or a young Adam, and maybe a young Adora, they, there is the attack or the kidnapping for one of them. And then
They
Wait,
find out they're
Superman.
from Eternia.
Is that the movie that Scott Snyder?
It's
Check Brick's comment.
Is that
Yeah.
the movie Zack Snyder?
Brick's comment was hilarious. I hope Eric exploded 20 minutes.
Yep. And I think again, it's and we've even talked about this, KT, as far as the you know, why certain lines. I mean, nostalgia has a shelf life, right? It has a certain time, because once us old guys are gone, who's gonna carry the torch? And unless we train up our kids or they have some sort of media, something to gravitate towards. Because I tell you one thing, I mean, I tried showing my nephew the Filmation, he was like, no, that ain't gonna happen. Even the 2000X, he was kind of like, nah, this is 2000X. He actually kind of dug a little bit, but
The
he
one
got
that Kevin Smith made?
Oh, 2000X, man. 2000X is my favorite He-Man cartoon ever. The story, everything is insane. That's why I'm all in with the Mondo 112 2000X He-Man line. I mean, I'm like, let's go.
I may have to pull a Carlos and sell my Masterverse and do the if I'm going in with the Mondos, because I may have to just sell those off to make room, because I'm going all in. But no, I think I just think it may just be a few minutes. But again, I think they're trying to cast a wide net and get fans that love all aspects of it, us older fans, but also try and get younger fans. I mean, I get a sense it could be one of those things where it takes place on Eternia at the beginning, then we fast forward to Adam being on Earth, probably getting dressed, getting ready for work, like, oh crap, I'm late, you know, I gotta get to work at the accounting office or whatever he's at. You know, he goes to the restroom, and then all of a sudden Duncan Man Arms just portals in, you know, it's like, Adam, you know, or gives him the sword, and he has to head back because, you know, there's trouble back in Eternia. He's probably freaking out going, okay,
or maybe that's a dream. Maybe that's a dream.
It could be. I mean, who knows, right? And then that's probably why he's getting arrested, because he's walking around with this giant sword. And
exactly. Maybe that's just a dream. That's it.
People freaking out. I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's just crazy that it's actually, you know, happening. I just we'll have to just wait and see. But Nick does have the look. He looks
great. Looks like He-Man.
He looks great, to be honest with you. I love the people were like, oh, the cast, whatever. I like the cast, to be honest with you. I mean, so far, I like the cast. I like how he looks like He-Man. I mean, even with the shirt on, you can tell he's like buff. You don't need to do like the CGI. I don't need a He-Man looks like
Arnold,
like Arnold or Lee Priest or anything like that. I mean, I can understand that, but it is what it is. And like you said, going back to new generations and stuff like that, I remember my daughter when she was little, right? I mean, she's still little. Now she's 12. She's kind of like preteen, right? But I remember when she was little, she was like around 6, 5. I was always showing her She-Ra and He-Man cartoons, like from the 80s, right? The Filmation ones. And I remember when the new She-Ra cartoon came out, and I show her that cartoon, and she was in shock. She was like, Daddy, I don't like that cartoon. Everything looks too funny, too goofy, whatever. I don't like. I prefer the other one that you were showing me when you were little. And I'm like, thank God, you know. Thank God. So
I mean, you get lucky sometimes like that, because I know, it's a crapshoot. Like your kids, Rob, do they?
My daughter loved the new She-Ra.
The new one,
Well, but I think my daughter
was for her though, right?
But I think my daughter was used to the old one, because that's the one I was showing her all the time. And then when the other one came, it came like later on. It's not that I start showing her. So when she saw that one, it was kind of like my same impression after reading the mini comics and then watching the Filmation cartoon. I was like, why Skeletor looks so goofy? You know, like.
Yeah, that was my brother too. He started Motu. Obviously, I was born in '82, so I was way too young for that. But he started Motu, and then like again, that was his He-Man, was the mini comics, and then Filmation comes, and then he's like, "What's all this goofy stuff? Who's this Prince Adam? What's this?" You know, it wasn't for him. And of course, I'm getting into it by '84, '85. With She-Ra, it's just, and then he's like, okay, this is definitely not cool. If my little baby brother is into He-Man, I gotta get away from this. His words. I mean, he was just like, you can have all this because it's not cool anymore. So
listen, it's like 2000X. 2000X to me It give me back that Skeletor, those
Yeah.
evil warriors from the mini comics.
Mhm.
You know,
Right.
that's what 2000X give me. That's why I was so in love with that cartoon, and to me, till today, still one of the best cartoons ever.
I'm
At
sure there's
least to
someone
me.
out there that feels the same way about like GI Joe comics,
Oh, yeah.
and then
Yep,
and the
yep,
cartoons.
correct.
And
You're
Dr.
totally
Cartoon.
right. You're totally right.
Yeah, I mean, because
Um,
again, the comics for both they were very kind of they didn't kiddify it, they didn't really dumb it down. There was
No,
violence, there was
people
stuff.
died.
Yeah,
People got
so,
shot in the head in that comic. You know, it's
yeah,
crazy.
it was. I mean,
I believe because I'm used to because I'm from Latin America and we were used to watch a lot of Japanese animation
mhm.
from the 70s,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
and that was really crude and like in your
Mature.
face, people dying, sadness and everything. I remember watching um Captain Harlock,
Mhm.
like Mazinger Z. I mean, you name it, all those cartoons, and they were like violent. I remember Captain Harlock. I think it was like naked women, like alien women with long hair.
Yeah.
Like it was like that. And I always said to everybody, because everybody said like, "Oh no, but that can cause like trauma on the kids." I mean, listen, I'm here. Uh, I'm not a serial killer. I never try to kill myself or anything like that, and I was watching all those cartoons.
Mhm.
yeah.
I mean,
And
People too
I think
soft these days.
I think that's a good note to clip the episode on. But
Yeah, there you go.
again, Jorge and Carlos, we want to thank you both guys
Yeah.
to jump on the live and break down your
Thanks so much.
Kickstarter.
thank you
We're
so
really
much, guys.
we're really excited, really hyped, and we'll be on the lookout for that. So to our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in for this week's episode of Geeked Out Live. Tune us in again every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you. You take care. Have a good night.
Yep. Not everyone.
Peace out, guys.